there was this girl that I liked in high school and I wanted to ask her out. And so the way I did it was by texting her one night and saying, hey, I'm taking a math class and I need to ask people to fill out a survey. Can you fill out my survey after school tomorrow? And she's like, sure. And then I was like, cool. And then so I meet up with her. And then when I give her this quote unquote survey, it's a post-it note that says like, will you go out with me? Yes or no. She gives me back the pen and the post-it and she's just like, oh, sorry. Like that was my thing. I think that was my thing when I was growing up, was like always thinking that like you have to do some gesture to show a girl that you're interested. I've done my fair share of gestures because I thought that was just how you do it. I mean, every time it backfired. I was very much a teacher's pet. Same. Teacher's pet club. Also, wait, I just realized too. I wonder if being a teacher's pet I wonder if that ends up being like a psychological, like, people pleaser trait. I wonder if it's like, if you're a teacher's pet when you're a kid, then it's like, are you just a people pleaser? Because that is my thing. I have a crippling, like, people pleasing tendency. So like the few times when I did get a teacher who didn't like me, it like ruined me, like broke my heart. It was the worst time when I would get teachers who didn't like me as a teacher's pet. Wrecked me to my soul. I'm a very shy person too, which I think also kind of helps with being a teacher's pet, because while everyone's talking, I don't talk. So like, and I realized that I had this trick. I could put a piece of grass up my nose and then make it come out of my mouth. I thought it was funny and like the coolest thing ever. If there was like a girl that I thought was pretty or like that I liked, I would be like, oh, look at this trick, and then shove a piece of grass on my nose and it would come out of my mouth. And then I got in trouble. The only time I ever got in trouble in grade school was because I put a piece of grass up my nose and made it come out of my mouth. And I had to go to the principal's office. That was the worst part. I never ever went to the principal's office. And I remember it too because I was just like bawling. It was one of those cries where you like cry and you're just like breathing. Like it was like one of those crying. Since I was a teacher's pet, my teacher already like knew me, and like I was like, you know, one of her favorite students possibly. My teacher was surprised that I got in trouble for putting grass up my nose. It is a weird thing to get in trouble for. There was this one girl. I don't know if I was necessarily like romantically interested in her. Yeah, there was this girl who felt that I was interested in her, and so when she did, she sent me a text message of like, hey, I'm not sure what your intentions are, but I just want to let you know that I'm not interested, like very respectfully declining before I even had a chance to like do any, like make a gesture or anything, which I think is really nice. Like that was really nice of her and like really mature of her for like, I was like a junior in high school. So, and she was a sophomore, like very mature of a high school student to do that. Like I respect that a lot. We're still mutuals on Instagram and she's super cool. And like, that's my favorite thing too, is like, I'm pretty sure like pretty much every girl that I have been rejected by, we're still mutuals at least on Instagram. That's my barometer for like, if I'm still on good terms with people, is like, if we're mutuals on Instagram. There's this girl I knew of her from in elementary school, but then I actually sort of started like actually getting to know her in middle school. In my sophomore year of high school, I went through a really dark time. And so this girl checked up on me, which I thought was really kind. In senior year, so like 2 years later, we were in the same class and I was like, hey, like, I wanted to say like, thank you for like, you know, having my back all those years ago. She's like, what are you talking about? Like really like coldly. I'm like, oh yeah, like, you know, like I just wanted to like say thanks for, you know, being so cool and all that. And then I get a text from her shortly after where it's like, leave my freaking girlfriend alone. Don't text her or anything. Just like a pissed off boyfriend. I thought that was the funniest thing ever. And then she like blocked me on everything.